it is so lovely to see you. Honestly, I remember when you won MTV's Brand New, and at that point you were still fairly unknown, even though you'd been with Rudimental, and the rise of you has been incredible to watch. Incredible. So it's really nice to get a documentary like this where we just see that little bit more behind the scenes. How therapeutic was it for you making the doc? Because we see you going back to school, we see you kind of dealing with, kind of the traumas that you went through there, and it seems like there was a lot going on. How therapeutic was it?
It was what I needed, I think. We didn't know what the documentary was going to be or what was going to be in it. We just let it unfold for itself, and obviously the conversations came up and we followed the route, and one of them was school. And I'd never been back. I didn't really ever want to think about it again, and it made me delve back into it. And I was so nervous, but it changed everything. Just, when you touch on sensitive subjects like that and you really try to understand why you feel like that about it, it helps you grow. And I think that I was preventing myself from getting over it because I didn't want to think about it. And this documentary made me do that, and it made me go back and think about stuff and relive stuff. And yeah, it basically is what I needed for this lockdown time, because I was really stuck in a rubbish place. And luckily the documentary was asking me the right questions and letting me go on that journey of, growing. So it was perfect, really.
I think lockdown, especially that first one, was tough on so many people. At the very beginning, though, we see that you did, attempt baking. You did attempt some gardening and stuff. Did you master any of that during that first lockdown?
Well, I grew the vegetables. They grew and I ate them. That was pretty amazing. Now my dream is to have like a whole garden full of vegetables. So that spurred on that farmer side of me. The cooking is a new thing, and I am getting a little bit better at it. But that I can only be my own judge, to be honest.
Yes, so. I'm the same. I live by myself and I'm not the best cook, and I'm like, well, that'll do.
Yeah.
But obviously I know you said in here, like, touring for you is like that 2%, like it is the highlight of everything. And for so many artists, they've enjoyed lockdown because they find it exhausting. For you though, is touring, you just like, get me back out on the road?
Yeah, touring and being in the studio writing the songs in the first place is my perfect ideal of life. If I could just go from the studio straight to the stage and go back and forth, that would be the dream for me. But obviously there's so much more to it, which is why I wanted to do this, because people from the outside looking in might think that everything is so perfect and I have it all. And I do, and I'm so lucky that I get to do this, but it is so tough, and I want people to know that, not just because I've got a really great life career doesn't mean that it's easy. No. And I just wanted to make light of that, really.
Well, it looks like you've got a great family behind you as well, which always really helps.
Yeah.
The Little Mix part, how did that come up? How did you ask them to get involved, or were you just hanging with them and it just happened? Like, how did they get involved?
Well, I wanted them to be involved because they're 4 women in the music industry. They're very young. They started off on a TV show when they were really young, and they've grown up in the eye of the public. And I think that getting their opinion on things was really important to see. And also the fact that they're in a group, and I get a little bit jealous of groups because they can lean on each other and confide in each other and stuff. And I do have people around me that I can do that with, but not anyone that's experiencing my exact experience. So yeah, I get a little bit jealous of them, but weirdly enough, they felt the same. So I just wanted to have them in it as well, because, they're amazing.
Oh, they are. They're great girls. I've been interviewing them since they literally won the X Factor, so it's amazing to see people's growth. Have you reached out to any other solo artists though? You say you haven't got anyone who kind of is experiencing what you've done, but have you reached out to any other solo artists, kind of get their advice on how they cope?
The main person I talk to is Ed Sheeran, and he seems to do it so well. He just has it down to a T, this whole thing. And it has always blown my mind, actually. Like, even when I went on tour with him, and like after the show, he'd be putting on a party or socializing, and I was like, how do you do that? Because I just want to lock myself away, and quite overwhelmed really by what I just experienced. And he just seemed to take it in his stride. And I think the thing that he said is to just enjoy it. Like, it doesn't need to be stressful. Actually, the stress is being put on by me. So I think he is a really good person to talk to, not just because he's successful, but he is really honest. And I really appreciate that about him.
And he knows when to step back, and he doesn't care if people are waiting for music from him. He's like, I'm gone, guys. See you later. Yeah. See you in a year. Do you miss the rudimental days? Like, would you want to go back and maybe do something with them again?
Yeah, I think I miss the community of that whole thing. And they taught me so much about different styles of music, being surrounded by different cultures. They honestly put me into a new peace of mind. Yeah. So I miss them all the time. And I do, every time a new singer joins them, I'm like, oh, I was that once. But I always say to them, yeah, whenever they're doing a live show, I'll be there. And doing the new song with them, the song Come Over with them, was a beautiful moment, because it was just like living the old days again. So yeah, that was beautiful.
Oh, the good old days. Well, at least like you'll have this now forever to look back on, because it's a great, nice little like look into your life. So thank you for sharing it with us as well, because it takes a lot to kind of let people in like that. Good luck with it as well, Anne-Marie, when it comes out. Thank you. Have a great day. Look after yourself in lockdown.
You look amazing, by the way.
Oh, thanks. It says you, the ever flawless Anne-Marie. Jeez. Thank you, though.